Hello and welcome back. This is episode 10 of our Disco Elysium playthrough. Yesterday was our first full day and we completed it. We had our debrief with Kim, who's a legend, and we had some weird messed up dream talking to the hanging body of ourself, as you do, and here we are. So, fresh day. According to our demented dream, the mornings are just going to be getting worse. They wanted us to become addicted to speed, but we refused. But who knows what that will lead to. Who knows anything with this game. I'm loving it. I'm really, really loving it. But there's just so much unknown. We know our name's Harry. That's a win. I don't know if it's still name unknown, but Harry is our name. We've been referred to Harry a few times. Alright. Cool. Let's look out the window. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean somewhat. Okay, well that doesn't tell us anything. Okay, so I don't think there's anything we can really do in our room, which is still a dump. We owe Gart 20 real per day. Gart's the manager. Because that's just to continue staying here. Kim is in that room. Wouldn't let us click on it. Alright, what do we need to do? We have to apparently find some smokes. Find money to pay Gart, that's fine. We need to get some boots. Find some armor. We need to pick up the dice from the dice maker. When can we do that? Field 7:20. 8 hours. Maybe that means 7. Is today Monday? What did this button do? I don't know what those buttons do. That's right, we'll figure that out later. Find the murder weapon because he was shot. Who put the clothes in the trash? That blue door in the whirling rags. The wild punt. Now these two I think we have to do fairly urgently, only because Kim mentioned we probably should have had them done yesterday, but we can sort that out. Call back Alice in a day for the victim arm number. That's fine. That's at 12. Find our gun badge. Apparently we pawned our gun. We don't know what happened to our badge. Find out who's in the union box and who made the call reporting the crime. We've got lots to do. Lots to do. First things first. We can't do anything without Kim. He's our moral compass. And this is open up. That's new. Kim's got a few things to say. All right. Let's go have a chat to Kim. Hello. Good morning, Kim.
Morning.
He gives you a quick nod. I've got some good news, the Lieutenant smiles. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep. Good, thanks. I'm glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to. Interfacing. Oh well, we'll get the armoured boots in another lifetime. Oh. But we were going to get the boots without Kim around. We're going to be dodgy. We're going to betray Kim's trust. I'll have none of that, thank you. Rhetoric. The lieutenant is downplaying his contribution. He got up before sunrise to get this done, and now he's quite pleased with himself for taking care of gruesome business so efficiently. He points to the mess hall. The union muscles finally turned up and they looked rowdy. They look rowdy. We need to talk to them. What do you mean rowdy? I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast. There's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys who are responsible for said policing. I think it's them. Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday? I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. Find out who's in the union box. Look at that. 3 experience. He's crossing something out. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. Why do we need to talk to them? Everything points to dock workers union. The belt used for their hanging him, tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information, which may of course all be wrong, but we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy. Should we get some reinforcements? That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between RCM and the Debrideurs Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war, so let's keep our cool head okay. Cool. One thing before we do, he glanced at the booth again. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business. Yeah, reaction speed. Yeah, straight away. Zoom right past it. Do it in your own terms. Logic. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder? They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me. All right, Kim.
Yes?
Do we have anything to talk about this morning? Talk about you, Kim? No. Okay. Hello?
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager. Composure. She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
There's no public phones nearby.
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, Mom.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine. I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to eavesdrop on your
Please
conversation.
don't trouble yourself about
Tell me I
this,
might make it up to
sweetie.
you.
I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
What's wrong with the phone line?
Vague about it.
Interfacing. Why would he be vague about phone problem? This is something to look into later. Ask Art, maybe. Why do you need to use the phone anyway?
The young woman who is house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to be back on Monday night, but they're still missing and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Logic. A little missing person puzzle might be just the thing to take your mind off the hangover. Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone
That's
missing
just
before?
it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out of the window towards the bay. What is his expedition your husband was on? Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down to the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them? You mentioned traps. Could there be some problem with them? I doubt it, sweetie. The traps aren't big enough for humans to get caught in. They're for insects anyway. Conceptualization. Yes, please. Some science fiction, exactly what needed right now. Spice up that vanilla murder investigation. Sounds like police business. I will find your husband. Kim, are you sure we have time to go chasing bug hunters just now? The lieutenant tilts his head towards the vigilantes in the cafe. I did suggest we play it cool, but... It just looks, I think, we'll do it down the line. I've already given my word. I'm honor bound to uphold it. If you say so. Okay. Oh, thank you, officers. So your husband's some kind of scientist. Oh yes, a zoologist, a cryptozoologist. What is cryptozoology? It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends. The lieutenant sounds unimpressed. That's one opinion, yes, and people are entitled to their opinions. Composure. She used to be playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her. My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby. It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research. What's this one? Maybe you could convince her to tell about some cool cryptids. Tell me about morale, looks, characters, your relationship. Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin. What does your husband look like? Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle. Logic. You can't go around Revolche feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find your husband, you need more concrete information. Let's try again. Why don't you describe him as you would one of your cryptids? Oh, Well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and his longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed, you might say, wild even. The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description. One other thing, he's likely to have all kinds of field gear on him. Even if he's not out in the reeds, you know it's just in case. How long have you been married? Well, be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numeric satisfying anniversary, but I like less obvious milestones even more somehow. How did you meet? Via a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he just divorced. We hit it off, and well, here we are. Reaction speed. She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later. Thank you. But actually, tell me more about this rare insect. Oh, it's fascinating. She catches up, but I shouldn't bore you with the entomological minutiae. Lieutenant gives you a sideway glance. No, I want to hear about it. Well, it's a phasmid technically, but yes. Phasmatia, a diverse group of insects whose body resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of ghost insects, colloquially. Where other phasmid immediate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here in the Insulindian coast. She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully, hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers. I knew it, Lieutenant sighs. We're going to be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists. Come on, Kim. Come on. It's not made up, officer, I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much that most establishment zoologists doubt it even exists at all. What makes you think the phasmid is around here? Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in the local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect. Looks like reeds. Gary sends the clipping. So a newspaper clipping's all the evidence you have? Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their descriptions match the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at. Composure. Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses. You seem really excited about this cryptid. I suppose I have something of a personal connection with the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horse. Is it dangerous? She chuckles to herself. Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully? Is it valuable? Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money. Okay. Does it have cool powers? Yes, it can blend itself almost perfectly among the reeds. Her face lights up at the thought of it. It has stayed hidden for all these years, centuries even. Okay, what's special about this stick bug? Oh, well dear, I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe, then you'd understand for sure. Let's leave it for the moment. I don't think Kim's too keen on this little task. But we're going to talk to Gart about the phone. I saw a sign that said I can't go into the kitchen. I don't remember seeing that. What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. But there may be something pertinent to the investigation in the kitchen. He rolls his eyes. He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with? He changed his mind. Fine, okay, the kitchen is closed until 1 because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that if you must. So the phone line's dead? Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers. That's pretty strange. It's not strange, it's inconvenient. Is it true that there was foul play? He wrinkled out. Who told you that? I would never disclose my sources. Fine, yeah, it looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's all related. Plenty of assholes around who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line though, let me know. I can forward them the repair bill. Alright. I reckon... Oh, there's a gardener. Let's have a chat to her.
Let me handle this.
Oh, maybe she's not the gardener.
Detective disorientated.
She smiles.
Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Drama. Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice. I knew you were not a gardener.
That's right. I'm not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy. You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She points to the man on her right.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The district of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
Hang on, I'm just gonna... she's a bit quiet. Just turn the music down a little bit. There we go.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her. What is your role in all this? Like I already told you, I'm legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems? What if I want to talk to you, not Titus? What you want is no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one. What are you going to do to me? The lieutenant is not satisfied with the approach. What are we going to do to you? She starts laughing. It's a cold laughter devoid of joy. The union isn't going to do anything to you. It's not a crime syndicate. It's a labour organisation. A gruff. Goddamn right it is. If anything, it's the RCM who do things to people. She shakes her head, but we digress. Why are you so aggressive? Aggressive. You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers. Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it'll happen again. Listen, you moral intern lackeys, you're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatisation of Revolcho. 20 fat men in Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards. Fuck yeah, the tall, broad-shouldered man sips his beer. So ask what you came to ask, or go back to your commanders. I don't know where, but it's wrong. I said it's peaceful and stronger. Let's leave that for the moment. We'll talk to Titus.
This is where you say your bit.
A broad-shouldered man points to you with a beer can. Composure. He and his men carry themselves like giants. You'll need to prove your mettle to be taken seriously. The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
This is about him? A real looker, that one.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get all ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Visual calculus. Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Turns out they're going to match. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought there were 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Scan the room. Starting from the right. Boot size 44, blonde man in his 30s, overbearing, masculine. Composure. What's the world to know he's a macho man? Tobacco chewing, knuckle cracking. Who else do we have here? Thigo. Sitting on his right, standard working boot, size 45 to 46. Eldest in the room, probably mid-50s, smoker, quiet. Elaine. Across the other table, hobnailed working boot, size 43. Gang tattoos, Mesk or Sarah Merizian. In his late 30s, early 40s. Titus, and then standing working boot, steel reinforced, size 46. The big dick, wide at the shoulders and then lean at the hips. Rugby cap, fingerless gloves, numerous scars, little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. Eugene, the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced, toe size 44. 40-something non-alcoholic beverage in hand. Is that plectrum? What's plectrum? Where? On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Drama. Let's call this one the musician. And the little guy? Size 41 with a light step. Not a child after all. An older man with a rat face, mean watery eyes, 2 front teeth missing. Fat Angus. In the middle, heavy and wheezing, big guy, boot size, deep marks, probably carried the victim. He alone is 130 kilos. Add the man in the armour, he could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7s are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy. Yeah, one of them missing, the odd soul. Exactly. You stood there for about 4 seconds not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy? The fuck is with you, fella? I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy boy? What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Oh, what, you want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring. He shakes his head. Actually, boss, we've been talking. We think she could maybe... She. So there's an 8th Hardy and it's Hardy girl. Who might it be? Elizabeth, the gardener? Shut the fuck up, Glenn. He roars. I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop? Logic. It has to be good if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too. So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she and you don't like us talking about her. That's right. We're not talking about this. It's a private Hardy boy's matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And he points at Kim. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you. Good. We're all watching each other. Lieutenant adjusts his spectacles. Officer, your questions? It's decor. There's no point pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about the 8th Hardy boy sooner or later. The man in the backyard, did you do it? The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy. Funny, the lieutenant says without a smile, but my partner and I have a serious matter we want to discuss with you. Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck? Why are your boot prints all over the scene? You mean these boots? He raised his work size 46 steel reinforced toe. Yes. We all got a pair. We wore them the night we took pretty boy out back and hung him by the neck. Yeah, we did this. He looks at you dead in the eye. Together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why our prints are all over the scene. There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could just take them all away. It's too simple. But there's a catch. There's no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time. All 7 together, they're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic. Who called the shots last night? Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can arrest a Hardy boy without arresting all Hardy boys. A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all? Rhetoric, a trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation. Address Titus. No, but seriously, who got the shots around here? Who do you fucking think? I thought she did. It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you? This arsehole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys Genius. That's why he's called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas? I think you got your answers, Mr. Law. Yes, there are some administrative differences, but that night they all acted as one man. When did the hanging occur? You don't have to keep answering his questions. The fixer remote. I know, Lizzie, relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week. How long have you known the victim? Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole. Yeah, who do you think we are? Quiet. Titus gives Glenn a stern look. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy? By the Pines cow, you mean the representative for Wild Pines? The lieutenant checks his note. The shipping company you're striking against? No. I mean the Pines cow, the stupid ass cow they sent to fuck us over. But you know what? He rubs his chin pretending to mull it over. Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her. Hard enough. That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officers, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last question. How did you kill him? We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious? Didn't they teach you anything at cop school, idiot? The autopsy showed there was no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that? The lieutenant goes in for the leg sweep. Titus does not see it coming. He looks even more irritated than before. Look, I'm not going to play 20 questions with you, Coppo. I say it again. We killed him. Yeah, I knocked him out. The tattooed one speaks up and he says, came up behind him and clubbed him back of the head. He went down like a stack of sand. That's right, lawman. He spits through the teeth, and then we hang the fuck. Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up. Things aren't quite right here, are they? Titus is solid as a rock, and so a few others, but... Solid as a rock, and so a few others. Tell me who's cracking under the pressure. Fat Angus, this one. He's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest in the chain. You having trouble breathing over there? No. He looks up, startled, forehead shining from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look how fucking fat he is. The manager, the big guy, bursts out laughing. Fuck off, Shanky. The big boss. Angus is a powerful guy, all muscle. Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later he's going to break like a piece of twig. Mr. Tats, what do you use to knock the victim out? My fucking elbow, copper. Sumerian boxing style. Sumerian boxing, or Sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-hand fighting moves originating from the Sumerian Iola. Samboy style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool. He may be lying, but he's good at it. No twitching, no rushing, no uncalled for details. Where did this all take place? Right fucking here. He spread out his hands. The fucker started coming to our bar. There's something you're not telling me. And fuck you too, copper, picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet. Other questions? Why did you kill him? Why? Because he was worthless mercenary scum and he stepped out of line in my town. So it was mercenary, that's it. And he stepped out of line, he repeats, jaw clamped, shut like a vice. What kind of mercenary? The kind that shows up when you start to strike. The experienced kind too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Org's special forces. A live grenade, the man spreads his arms, right here in our bar. I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara. Hold on, how do you even know he was in special forces? Because one night walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Orgene's goddamn special forces, I'm going to fuck you all. Really? Yeah, really. He had a grin and tonic up and sang some Orgene's paratrooper song and said he's going to fuck everyone. We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. He points to stage, like some kind of animal. Sire, the tale is true. Conceptualization. This is a serious violation of the karaoke code. Besides crimes against karaoke, what did he actually do wrong? Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning. He wiped spittle from his mouth. Rhetoric. From rape to harassment, to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? Empathy. He regrets mentioning it. Hopes he didn't notice. He threatened to kill some as a warning. To kill us all if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. He cracks his knuckles, and that was before he started coming here. Yeah, he said it was his favourite joint. Now started coming here every night, drinking, grabbing the girls, grabbed one of our mid-karaoke, right here on the stage. He grabbed someone. The lieutenant is trying to make sense of his flood of information. Yeah, the girl's on the mic, a beautiful girl, young, gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me you can't. Why don't you show me you can't? Then he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle, doesn't even fall down. He shakes his head in disbelief. Was Sengo sexually assaulted? Raped, you said? Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen. Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening? He repeats like a parrot. Drama. There's something odd here. Rhetoric. Seems like they don't want to talk about the rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This serious allegation. Make them talk about it. Right. But who did he rape then? This very serious allegation. No. There's a moment of silence. You're not getting a name. That's Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns. Volition. Failure. There's nothing you can do for now. Alright. I don't know if I want to use that card just yet. You murdered just like so, no remorse. How many people have you sent to the Chasse ever felt more remorse for them? Chasse Elysium is a method of capital punishment in Revolta under the Coalition. During the Susan reign, it used to be a firing squad. Or sent them to reunion to rot for 20 years for life, he says, if it were worse than dying. What we do is different. We enforce the law. You just kill people like it's nothing. But you see, a lawman, he says, squeezing his big hand, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinique, we agree that this man had to die. Alright. So what are we going to do now? Nothing. He reply comes sharp. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinique, go back to your stations where you belong. I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it's group responsibility. We're going to look into this. Good luck with that. Here goes another beer. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is going to hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating. I don't think we can challenge his authority. I don't know if it's worth mentioning the bullet. Maybe we do. A bullet, you say? He pats back. That's mighty curious. Indeed. How did it get there? The lieutenant's fixed on Titus. He gives you an indulgent look. Well, there are many bullets in the world and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of the bullets had to end up in one of them heads. It's bound to happen again, you know. He taps on his right temple. Just statistically speaking, of course. So it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet to dangle it before their eyes. I'm going to ask you again, why was this in the victim's head? Wow. The little man leads to Inspector Layden Blossom. He's got real evidence bag and all. Why don't you go home and log in into evidence? These men have told you all that's happened. Did you shoot him? Shit, I probably didn't shoot him. I was drunk last night. I probably did shoot him. You guys know me when I'm drunk. Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his gun when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober. No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him? Before, after, during? She spit around. This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time. I think the hand's covered for the shooting. You know what I think? Raise a finger. I think he was shot in the head as a kid and his brain grew around the bullet. Around the bullet, man. Elaine punches a root nose. That's a good one. All the goofing around is avoid lying. It's a technique. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. Never been worried in my life, lawman. Having forgotten he crossed his hair around, having forgotten his beer for a moment. Logic. It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there somewhere. Alright, we're going to leave. I don't want to risk... it's a bowl. There's spit in it. Reeks of tobacco. Okay. I think we're going to have to come back to him after we get some more information.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Are you the hardy girl? I am not, she says dryly. You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model. Even a mod. Her face stiffens. Glenn, I went to law school. I'm an attorney. Electrochemistry. He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debont International. Okay, let's change the topic. It's not her. She's not a hardy girl, definitely. Okay. Let's level up. Now, where are we at? These are all pretty strong. We've got 6, 5. This one's a bit low. 5, 5, 4, 5, 5. All right, these are all pretty good. I reckon we level up this one again. Enables you to move silent. It also makes you a cooler cop. Oh no, that's... Actually, I don't know whether we should start moving into some... Start spreading out into some of these other ones. Authority. Know how far you can push a perpetrator. I think that's what we need to do. We need to start upping some of these other ones. Like, this one's quite high. Like, these ones are a bit higher. authority. Let's do this because that's what we're going to need to deal with old moron over
Looks
here.
like the circus left town.
See, it's
but
now
the clowns
42.
are still here.
All right, we'll leave it at that. We might be able to get some more information when we do our investigation and figure it out from there. All right. Let's have a look. Tuesday. Prove your authority to Titus. Find Morel. God, we've got so much to do. Alright, Kim. Let's get down to the harbour, I reckon. You're still here. Do you have anything new to say?
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
No. I'll see ya. Let's go... who are you?
Welcome to Revachol.
Racist lorry driver. Well, you know, this isn't going to be the best conversation when that's your name. The remark isn't addressed at you, it's addressed at Kim. Reaction speed. This man looks like trouble. You might not want to get into this right now. Plenty of time later. Let's deal with this later. He doesn't like Kim. He doesn't like Kim. Let's see if you've got anything new to say. Have you been here all night?
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
You don't have any tips on how to punch a guy out, do you? Say a really big race theorist guarding a button? He smirks. Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say. He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. We're not going to fight him. It's not really our area of our skill set.
Man. How can I help you?
Measure didn't go well for me. Could you help me with that somehow? Sorry, busy surveying the situation. He takes a sweeping flask. I'm sure you'll figure out something. You guys have all sorts of gadgets. Wiretapping, telescopic buttons, futuristic circuit bending and infiltrating harbour machinery. Maybe you could even knock on Kval's crane over using remote controls. He stops. Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right? I'm pretty sure we don't. I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology. He pats the side of his nose with his index finger. Alright, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there. Out of solidarity to the RCM, it's low technology, however. First, don't fight him. Obviously, second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically, grovel. That's how I do it. He tips his beret and concludes, you're welcome. Maybe that would work. We'll see how we go. We're not going to do that either. We are going to... I'm going for time. We're not doing too bad. We are going to go to Kuno's shed. And... he better not still be here. Oh, there he is. Let's see if he has anything new to say.
Does Kuno care?
Oh god, even just hearing his voice. We're going to his shed. We'll try and do this jump again. We'll see if we've improved our jumping skill. Nothing new in here. Let's get out of here. Because we remember we went to do this jump and we gutted out. Oh, we didn't gut out, we chickened out, sorry. We didn't have the guts to do it. Let's see. 72, backed by physical instrument. I don't know what that... Let's go for it. Oh no. We failed again. Nope, no, that's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast, you're a boxer, and you climbed way too high up here. Right, I can't do it right now. I'll make the jump next time. Damage health. Sure, he looks at you worried. Just be careful, okay? We got to increase Sabel there to open this white check. Alright, we better up our health. Because knowing my luck. We need to get in there. Because that's how we're getting into the harbour. Alright, well if we can't get into the harbour... where is the Wild Pines rep? Over at Claire. I feel like they mentioned something about she was on a boat. It's strange that we can't just walk over there from here, but that's alright. Okay. Let's go back and let's have a look at this thing. These barrels are half full of rainwater. No, okay, can't read that one. Drugs laser burning cats, but they're bad for your health. Okay. Let's do a bit of exploring because we know where the pawn shop is. That's down the road. Because that's where we sold Kim's hubcaps. Because he's secretly he's secretly a hoon. That's where the dice lady lives. Mail collection box. The Post-l'Aventurier mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A close inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. Perception site. A faint sticker on the side reads RCM emergency desk number 8102. Mankind be vigilant. Good mail delivery box. The box seems happy. Perception, easy. Eat shit, pig, fucked by the cun, and St. G with a crown has been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and Bassett mailbox also. Been there. Been there. Okay, let's leave. Good mailbox. Let's go talk to this guy. I don't think we've really been... Oh, there's the bookshop. Tis... Alright, well you've got nothing of interest to say. The coin operator viewer has been banged up and is inoperable. Let's have a look. To roundabout north. To the Martinez Pier. If you had a bag in your hand, perhaps you could collect these bottles and sell them. These ads read, broken window, Tibbs has windows. Oh, there's a bag down there. Okay. I had a bag in my hand, like a crazy person. No offense to all you bag holding people out there. Let's take those bottles. Now, we sell these at the Fritte shop, don't we? The Fritte. With 3 T's. You hear a distant squall of seabirds. Okay. What's down here? A splatter of bullet holes lines the walls. Esther calls. The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. What? Look closer first. The fading marks are too discreted to draw any forensic conclusion. Just chips in the sandstone. Visual check. They look pretty ancient. Kim, look at it. Where? Point the chips in the wall. Someone has been shot. Where cops wish we... Nothing. Forget about it. Poor Kim. How did we forget his last name? Kim Katsuguri. let's head up here. We'll just do a quick run around and see what we can find where we've got our bag in our hands, and then we can come back because we'll wrap this episode up very shortly. I'll only cormorant survey these seas, indifferent to your approach. The belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. What's this alley up here? Oh, there's... Ooh, we're not talking to them. A garden hose that won't be used until the snow melts. A balcony with a view to the yard and the hanging. The smoke up there could be a witness. Talk to him, okay. Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. I have a feeling, because they referred to him as a smoker, we should have a pack of cigarettes on us. Another splattering of bullet holes in the wall. Just a closed door, but you look at it suspiciously. Oh, I see where we are. Okay. Yeah, I feel like with that smoker, we won't talk to him until we have some cigarettes. Good icebreaker. We can offer him a cigarette or something. Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, roundabout north. Cape Side Apartments. Hey, up here, Piggo. Inside the frame motorcycle, repair and tool used to disassemble it. There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth? Blood type? The last time I was tested for Hep C?
Let's start with your blood type and go from there.
Accosting a minor?
A minor? No one said she was a minor.
Partner, pigman. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
I'm confused about how old she is. You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at? She turns her head to face the coast and nods disdainfully towards the woman performing maintenance on a boat dock near the pier. That would be the rep. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of these two is more present in the girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring. She hisses that Uzoni whore, someone's got to keep an eye on her. Uzoni is a archipelago 2-day travel away from Revolche. It's moneyed residents used posh restaurants and upscale boutiques rarely have to visit to Martinez. The Wild Pines rep? Yes, we should go talk to her. He nods in her direction. She's a professional negotiator though. I have a feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead, ask her unexpected questions. You know, do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is your best bet. Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Uzone. What are you doing to the wall? Can't tell you. I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aero graffito visible from low orbit. So you don't know what to write. Have you ever tried your hand at graffito? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff like pigs go home or Mona was here. We rarely see pigs around here, so just union cads. And my name's not Mona, so I have an opinion on this when you hear it. Yeah. I love public art. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval. Rhetoric. She means the opposite. Do you know anything about the recent murder? She wrinkles her nose. I ain't no snitch pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts. Actually, there is a shortage of people who will talk to us in normal, calm, informative manner. We weren't put on this earth to make life pleasant for fuckos. So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell something about the murder victim's missing armor. What do I care about some fucking tin eggshell? Isn't armor art for the body? Alright, sad piggy, I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with a military grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is shithole down the coast from the main plaza. She waves her hand in the general westward direction. Have a good time. Got it. Piggy, I have no idea why I just told you that. She looks at you a little sad suddenly. You look like a shaggy dog left in the rain for too long. I have a weakness for animals. Thanks, Cindy. Conceptualization. What does art inspire you so much? Why does art? It does, yes. But what is art? Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication. Representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined. What I fit into the art world, I mean. Conceptualization. Have you looked into the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with the beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too. I guess I've been feeling critical lately. Yes, you seek substance, no vapid representation and reproduction of social morals, as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real living art here. Become an art cop, half art critic, half cop. No, I cannot risk another copo diversion at this point. Go away. Bravo. Continue then in the mediocre and vulgar epigenies of the world. So what if everything is incomprehensibly shit and you can see it? Take no responsibility. Visual calculus. This was a good call. The guy probably thinks forensics is autism too. All right. How are we looking for time? I don't want to be art cop. One of these was art cop, wasn't it? But we've got no more spots, so that's all right. All right, let's take our bottle. Oh, hang on, there are some bottles here. Look at me scrounging for what I can. We'll take the bottles back to the shop and then we'll wrap it up there, I think. And then we can come back next episode and talk to the rep from Wild Pines and see what she has to say, because I believe that she will have information about... Oh, there are lots of people around. Have information about who the victim is. And who knows, we might get some more information. It's 9:29. Just trying to think what time. It was about 12 o'clock we spoke with Alice at the precinct. I'm going to talk to you, you racist. Take that one, and we'll... Healing item gained. Oh, that's good. Oh, for morale. Okay. Let's go sell our bottles. If we can get enough money for Gart, we still need $7 or 7 real for the dice. Insert your bottles. Your bottles clunk into the machine and the money appears satisfying jingle. One real. I'm upset by that. Very upset by that. I was expecting more. Then again, they are only bottles on the ground. So, okay. I think we might wrap this one up there. Next episode, we will talk to the... There's another bottle. Oh no, it's an old one. We'll talk to the Wild Pines rep, and we might get some more information back about the armor. We'll also, maybe we can go to the village and talk to this little girl about the armor piece. We also need to improve our savoir-faire to be able to do the jump to get into the harbour. Yeah, lots to do. Never a dull moment. We'll wrap it up there. Any advice for this game, direction I should be heading with skills, things like that, please let me know. Or any advice from the channel, just leave it in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.